What's going on, everybody? It's Brian, and this is going to be the first video in my PC build series. I'm basically going to be making a gaming PC. I'll be doing several unboxings, and I'll also be doing a sort of a step-by-step how-to video if you ever want to build your own computer, even though for the most part it's fairly, should be self-explanatory if this is something that you'd like to do. So, in front of you are most of the parts that I'll be using, and a huge shout out goes to MSI for supplying the motherboard and the video card. They are not here yet, those will be here on Friday, but I wanted to go ahead and get this introduction video out of the way, and I also wanted to start getting ahead on my unboxings for the components that I will be using for my PC. So, going through the parts list, the total price for this PC should be around $1,200. And there were some mail-in rebates, so probably about $1,250 would be a better price to give you guys. So the motherboard is the MSI Z68A GD80, brand new, uses the new Intel Z68 platform. So it uses the integrated HD graphics on your Sandy Bridge processor, as well as being able to use the I want to say Intel SRT, but it sort of combines a SSD and a hard drive. Basically uses your SSD as a cache, then you could use your hard drive for everything. So that's that. Once again, it's not here yet, but that will be here on Friday. And then the video card, also supplied by MSI, is the GTX 560 TwinFrozr II OC. So a fairly fast card. It's not the GTX 560 Ti, it's just the regular one, so it doesn't have as many CUDA cores and things like that, but still very good. Now the processor is the Intel Core i5 2500K. As you can see here, I'll be doing individual unboxings of most of the components. So here is the processor. It is the K series, so it is unlocked, so you could overclock this to pretty much whatever clock speed you like. Next up is the memory, which I'm using the the G.skill Ripjaw. You see that it has a blue heat spreader, black PCB on both of the RAM modules. So each one of these sticks are 4 gigs, so the total amount of RAM for this build is going to be 8 gigs. So I was thinking about going 16 gigs just to make everything sort of, I don't know, future-proof for a couple more years, but 8 gigs is plenty. And what else do we have? We have the Roswell Extreme RX 750 750 watt power supply, which is in that big black box right there with the X on it. A lot of people were wondering why I went with Roswell. Well, I've dealt with their products before. This particular power supply looks good. Fairly priced as well, so I went with them. And I mean, I've used their products in the past and I've been satisfied with pretty much everything they make. So this PC is going to feature a solid-state drive as well as a hard drive. Let me see. For the SSD, I went with the OCZ Vertex 2. This is 60 gigs, 2.5-inch SATA 2, 3 gigabit per second. Fairly fast SAN4-spaced solid-state drive, so I'll be using this along with a Seagate 1 terabyte 72 RPM SATA 3 6 gigabit per second drive, as you can see here. So it's going to give you plenty of speed from the SSD as well as plenty of disk space from the hard drive for games, media, and things like that. And what else do we have? Oh, we have the case. For the case, I'm using the Thermaltake Armor A60, and I got this at a good price. It was like $60 on Newegg. I mean, choosing the case was probably the most difficult component to choose because there's just so many out there, many different price points and many different designs. So I went with the A60 because it was fairly priced. It has a side window, a little one, which is what I was looking for. For the most part, it's black and it has blue LED fans. So the color scheme for this computer is going to be black and blue mostly. That's why I got the blue RAM sticks. And it's got a USB 3.0 port on the front, which is also something I was looking for. And this case just pretty much seems to fit my needs, and it looks okay, so that's why I chose that case. For the optical drive, I just chose a basic light-on DVD burner right there. And for I am going to use a Wi-Fi card. I have a PCI Express Wi-Fi card over here, just PCIe 1X. It has 2 antennas on it. Wi-Fi N up to 300 megabits, because there's no way I'm going to route like a 100-foot cable from a different room way over here in my office. So I just went with Wi-Fi. And finally, I will be using a card reader. I think, I'm not sure if it's going to work with the motherboard or not, but the card reader itself was $10, so I won't be losing much if it does not work. That is over here. So it reads a number of different memory cards. It has a USB 2.0 port on the front, so that's good as well. It just gives me an extra one on the front. So that's pretty much all the components I will be using for my build, and I'm definitely looking forward to putting this thing together and seeing how well it performs. But I can't do any of those things until Friday, once the motherboard and the video card shows up, both of which were provided for free by MSI. So once again, thanks to them for providing those parts. And as I mentioned earlier, I will be doing unboxings of most of these components. For the hard drive and the DVD drive, I probably won't do anything. Probably won't do anything for the Wi-Fi card either, but for the other stuff like the case, processor, card reader, power supply, SSD, motherboard, and the video card, I'll probably be doing individual unboxings for those, since, I mean, I have to unbox the parts anyway, so I might as well record a video at the same time. But that is it with my introduction video for my PC, and I just can't wait to get everything going. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them down below in the comments as always. But that's it with the video, so thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all in a little while.